DFW family and friends. Happy Friday! It is another behind the scenes Friday. And if you're wondering where I am, it looks like I'm standing in the water with a shrimp boat behind me. Well, I am. I'm going to get to the significance of that boat in a little bit, but it has a lot to do with our behind the scenes Friday. But before we do that, let us do a little moving and grooving through a song. Play the guitar! Hi guys! Don't turn this off! Alright guys, great. That was Clearwater Revival, the song Fortunate Son, that's on the soundtrack of the Academy Award winning film Forrest Gump. Which starred Tom Hanks, who won an Academy Award. Robert Zemeckis directed. He won an Academy Award. They also won the Academy Award for Best Picture that year. Also starred Sally Field, Gary Sinise, Michael Williamson, Robin Wright. Those are some of the other and Sally Field. Came out on July 6th, 1994, but getting ready to celebrate next year the 30th anniversary. I found a really wonderful behind the scenes video that I'm going to share with you today, which had so many, probably one of the best so far behind the scenes videos I've found. I really can't wait to share it with you. One of the things I want to let you know is the film was supposed to take place in a place called Greensboro, Alabama. That is a made-up city, and Vietnam, but they did other filming in South Carolina and Georgia. Even the scene that was supposed to be from Vietnam, the country Vietnam. So a lot of really cool things you're gonna learn in this video, and some of the different locations, seeing Tom Hanks talk. The young Tom Hanks is probably in his late 30s then maybe. So maybe early 40s, but definitely late 30s. But I believe he was born in 57. So just really enjoyed it, guys. It's really great. I like I said, one of my favorite behind the scenes videos that I've taken so far. But let's take a look at this, and I'll see you on the other side.
Okay, everybody ready? Here we go. Clear? Ready? You gotta be still on the dot here, folks.
Now, Tom? Yeah? You gotta be real out of breath. Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay, guys, good, ready?
Lieutenant, what are you doing here? Lieutenant Dan, I guess we cut.
Working on the water is always hard. It looks so easy, but there's nothing harder than trying to make a movie anywhere near boats or water, because everything moves and everything's floating and the sun's moving and the wind and the currents and all those things. So we had this whole flotilla of boats and barges.
Well, Bob comes up with these things, ways of doing it. It was beyond my comprehension. You know, I never think you take a barge out there and drop, leave it there and then steer it around with this tugboat. It looked to me like one of the most complicated. I didn't think it was going to work. But there's no other way to control everything that Bob had to control, because you're out there with multiple cameras and VistaVision and all that stuff. But it was, it was summertime. It was South Carolina. The water was warm, and it was a beautiful, all the shrimp you could eat. Not that you'd want to after a while.
It's like, what? And then run back to the wheel, then run back and kind of do some steering and run back and talk to him and back. All right, I got a feeling they're over there. Where? Left, take a left. Okay. No, left. I said left. Jesus. Okay. Good. Which one? Left. No. Sorry. Very nice. Where? You see him? Sorry. Where are they? Yeah. Bob. My energy. Bob. What? We just start creeping in. Yeah, we can. And action. I got a feeling that shrimp are over there. So take a left. And how? What? What? Get on the wheel and take a left. Left. What the hell are you doing? Take a left. I said left. We're out there. That's where we're gonna find the shrimp, my boy. That's where we'll find them.
I love Bob. He knows his stuff. Funny as shit. And one day they were rigging me up in the thing up there, and I turned to Bob and I said, because I have a lot of different rigs with my legs and different things. I turned to Bob and I said, how many rigs can one man withstand? And he goes, oh, this is nothing. Meryl Streep had to act with a blue sock over her head.
Howdy, Tom. What's the drill? How you doing? Good.
I much prefer to be on location than shooting in Hollywood.
What a cute little church. Isn't this a great little church? Huh?
You're very focused on the work. You're in a strange place, so you don't really have a lot of distractions.
Hey, Leslie, how old is this church? Didn't we find out?
pre-Civil War, because there's the blood of the injured soldiers under the floor here.
See that? You get to experience local color of where you are, and there's a lot of times that spills into the movie.
The tape starts singing this. Lord, lift me up and let me stand by faith on heaven's tableland. Okay, a higher plane than I have found. Lord, plant my feet on higher. Okay. Thank you.
And let's roll sound and playback.
It was pretty powerful stuff standing in the midst of all them singing along. They're a huge commodity. They're a massively talented group of people that do a lot of dates.
Cut. Good. Very nice, Prince.
Hate it when it gets this hot. Look, my jello mold is all melted. Have you seen Forrest?
No, I haven't seen that.
You, Doc, eating up all my sweets. Now stop that.
When we arrived at Oak Alley, there wasn't a home. So that was a set that we built. But we took a look at this, and it was so much more iconic of the South than any town or any other fixture that you could imagine. I mean, these 100-year and older oak trees that were draping this road leading to this former home. And so we designed this beautiful, stately boarding house. When I brought Sally Field out there for the first time, she took a look and said, "My, what a beautiful place." And I said, "Yeah, we just finished building it." And she said, "You mean this place isn't real?"
That's showbiz for you. I thought it had been there for a zillion years myself, but evidently the house that was there right on that spot had burnt down and no one had built it back. And so they built it back.
Now stop that. Forrest!
Say good. Sal?
There's a hole in the dialogue.
Yeah, no, there's a hole in the, I don't get, see, this is great, and you put it down, and we see the flag, and you gotta get, you gotta get moving out, see?
You gotta get out. All right, I will.
Okay.
I'll get out.
So whatever, so that you can meet her sooner.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Great, thanks.
Forrest!
Okay, copy that.
Get your chin down, Field.
That's good though, Sal, good. Very nice. All right, we're moving on. Well, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I've got
That's good. Great. Now, you know what's good, Tom, is if you, you kind of go, I got a pain here, because then I'll see that. I'll see that action. Right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
But even though I guess it's got to be the other place, doesn't it? I don't see that at all. No. Yeah, just that. That's good. If you just do that. Good. Yeah.
You guys want to relax or stay there?
Did we put this log here, or was it always here?
And there are 100 years.
100 years. Oh, because I think it's loaded with any number of
100 years
things.
of it. It wasn't there a week ago.
It'll keep you alive.
Just like the house. You guys want to go in there?
And action.
Sorry.
Cut right away, once again.
Yeah, please.
And action, Sally.
Aren't you gonna eat, Forrest?
Mama, what's it mean when you got a pain, but you didn't get hurt?
A pain where?
Here. Something broke.
Oh. You come back safe to me. Do you hear me?
Cut.
Okay.
Very nice.
Let's go home.
Very nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, I live up to this.
Well, I thought it'd be inspiring.
Great stuff.
Good, Sally. Thank you.
That's fun,
great.
Sal.
Yeah.
That's our first mama and family together. That's so sad.
It's a sad scene.
Beautiful.
Beautiful scene.
I went up and focused
What's that look like, Don't follow. And it would be dangerous.
When we based ourselves in Beaufort, South Carolina, we discovered that there were a lot of outlying islands in the area that all had features that resembled different terrain in Vietnam. When we were staging a gigantic scene where Forrest was saving Bubba was on Fripp Island, which is the furthest outlying island in this island chain.
Michael, let's get on there again so we can get this set. Okay, Tom.
What has to happen is Forrest has to go back and find his second best good friend, and that's Bubba.
Pants are gonna fall down in the scene. Hold on.
And the last time he goes in to keep looking for Bubba, he knows that they're going to napalm the whole thing.
Yeah, they might go. Oh, nice for a minute. See how this works. Right, baby?
Come on now. So technically, I had to carry Michael T, which is no easy feat. So they helped me out with some complicated rigging and monofilament lines and body harnesses and things like that.
I can float this in over.
Tom Hanks is a nut, man. Tom is crazy. Tom is quiet, and then all of a sudden he'll just just break out and just start doing this shtick.
The name of that movie is
Peter motherfucker Pan. Peter the brother Pan.
Very careful. A camera speed.
Speed.
C speed. Speed.
Four camera, common mark.
Clear. Set. Action.
The first time we went through, I mean, Tom was running and it looked like, you know, Bubba was sort of floating on his own, like this sort of light, feathery sack.
He's way high.
Oh, he's way high.
Yeah. Yes, it's all screwed up. Wait a minute, guys. He's like 2.5 feet too high.
Yeah.
And then the next time we added a little more weight, and then Tom was barely able to even run because he had so much weight that he was, you know, carrying. But we got it right eventually.
Clear.
And action.
Action.
And cut. Yeah. Print it. That's the one. Let's blow it.
So we need to check the gates.
Yes. Right now, so he wants to.
It's really a worm. It's right at the ground. There's a lot of people here. I just want everybody to be able to count for everybody else. So
No. Also, they're not to squirt the camera.
and definitely not squirt the camera. Unless they're on fire. No.
Okay.
No,
we will
even if
let
they're
them
not
in.
fire,
That's
they're
fine.
not on fire.
When the moment came that it actually went up in flames, just with me just a few steps in front of it. I had to be very. I couldn't misstep once, otherwise, I would have been killed, because the gas flames were just a few feet. Actually, the napalm went off, and I was asleep in my trailer. Actually, after a long lunch. But the way it looks is very, very dicey stuff, and I don't think I'm going to do my own stunts after this movie is over. I think I'll let somebody else do it for me.
in a great position? All right, so Dale, if you were marching out of this marsh, yes, sir, through this tree opening, how would these guys be walking? They'd be in a wedge. Well, that's great. Let's just wedge, but let's just have the point in front of Forrest and Bubba, and we're wedging out, but it's just not as wide as you would do it. It's a wedge that's a little more narrow. Right.
The thing that we never ever wanted to do in any of this movie was just do that kind of tabloid pastiche version of whatever it is that we were doing. Because you don't want to get in a position where, you know, you're doing something that is just so incredibly wrong that it wouldn't happen. That you're just so far off the base of any realism that you're kind of like you're doing some cheesy World War II movie on the back lot at MGM. You know, we didn't want to do that. We had Captain Dale Dye, who was probably the premier Vietnam advisor.
We're gonna make a wedge, folks. Alpha's here, Bravo's here.
I'm playing a lieutenant in a platoon. I don't come from a military background at all. I wasn't in the service. So what we did was we went out to the jungle and we lived out there for 3 days, which is short by comparison to some of the other films that Dale has done. Platoon, I think he took them out to the Philippines for 3 weeks.
The point man is Zorro, right? When Zorro moves, you'll see him. That's about all you'll see.
That's it.
Move when Zorro.
I'll go get my line.
Yeah, go take your
I'll get my line from Vic.
The script called for a whole variety of different reigns in Vietnam that were listed off almost in the same way that Bubba listed off all the ways you cook shrimp. You know, doing rain that, you know, is running parallel to the ground is like nearly impossible. I mean, how do you get enough wind power to drive this rain just literally horizontal to the ground?
He was telling me about it. Oh, it's coming great. We got this jet engine. And I tried to imagine what that would be like. And I thought, well, it's probably like an engine of a jet stuck on what, like a trailer? Well, sure enough, that's exactly what it is. They just kind of pointed it at us, fired it up, and blew kerosene exhaust on us. It's not pleasant, I'll tell you that right now, but man, that wind does blow.
You gotta do it again. Take it back. Zach, line up. Well, shit. Well, for some reason, what was that Ritter doing on? Was there a Ritter on Tom that whole time?
Yes.
Well, nothing. Playback, Ian.
Maybe we should do is
Let's do one. Let's do one more and just stay right on Tom. Whatever he has to do.
Okay.
Yes, please. One more once. Felt it that time. That was good. Tom.
Starts rolling, you don't want to come back here. You know, once you establish, I mean, so that's why I felt that we'll come back more often in the beginning.
Yes, and then eventually we'll never come back here again.
Right. Well, it was always part of the script that Forrest was relating the story to strangers on this bus bench. The screenplay actually was scripted in very few places, but I talked with Tom about it early on. I said, after we establish this character about midway through production, I think we should go and we should shoot you performing all of what would end up in the film being narration on camera.
Usually, you know, you just take it for granted that a vast majority of the movie is going to be voiceover and you'll be doing it later. And Bob's idea to shoot it, he said, oh, I think we got to shoot it all. We got to be there. We really got to shoot it. So, and I thought, why? I mean, we're just going to have to redo it. But if we don't have to redo it, then we have it there in real time, in the real place, and you know, and it plays out in real scenes.
That's better.
Now, what are we doing with these cue cards? Where are they going to be for Tom?
Let's just have one. I always knew that we'd start off with those cards, and by the time we'd rehearsed it enough, I'd know it at a pop. But it was just reams and reams and reams and reams of pages of dialogue. But they were all so connected with images that we had already filmed, or images that we had talked about so much, that I hardly even needed them. By the time the cameras were rolling, I didn't even look at them.
Hanging everyone, it's fine. Okay, ready to go?
And background action.
And action, Tom.
When I was born, my mama named me Forrest Gump. Hold on.
And action.
When I was born, my mama named me Forrest because of a hero. Okay, because of some general.
And action.
When I was born, my mama named me Forrest because of some general who was a hero in the Civil War. Mama said we was kin to General's family some ways. And he was a great man, she said, except he started up the Ku Klux Klan. Grand Exalted Pish Pash, or whatever they called himself. Anyways, this one time they was out running around in their sheets, in their underwear, hanging everyone in sight. The General's horse tripped or something. The General fell into a bunch of mud. They must have mistaken the General for somebody else, because the confusion and all, it was dark out, and seeing how he was covered in mud, they hung him too. Anyway, that's how I got my name, Forrest Gump.
And cut.
Hey, now, where do you want, the looks, where do you want them? I mean, you know,
What's on your mind?
you want it like totally conversational where I'm going all over the like that, or do you want me to like lock into it, you know, or just find it? Because I mean, if that was just everywhere, I don't have to be everywhere.
I think it should be two places. I think it should be I think it should be out there. It should be the reminiscing angle, which is that, and then the conversation.
Can I go this side of this?
Of course you can.
Okay, I can go anywhere. All right.
Of course.
I was like just kind of, especially late in the schedule the way it was, I was just, it's the last thing I thought I would want to do. By the time we got to doing it, it was the most fun that I'd had on the movie, because you literally get to spin this kind of yarn. So it's not just me recording the information, but me relaying the story, which is a big, big difference.
From that day on, if I was going anywhere, I was running.
And cut. Okay, action, Tom. Backhand, power. Back and forth, Valentino.
As great an actor as Tom Hanks is, he's a really good ping pong player, but he's not as good as what Forrest has to become.
More power, Tom.
So we did that using movie magic. You have the actors mime playing ping pong, and then you put the ball in later optically.
And cut.
Let's try it again at 22 frames. Of course, in typical movie fashion, we hire the greatest ping pong player in the world to be his opponent. Of course, this guy's never played without a ball before. He's out. He's out.
He's like a world-class ping pong player, and of course, to ask him to pretend to play ping pong is one of the hard. He had such a tough time.
If Valentino, when I crank it up, if he gets out of sync, why don't you just be still until he gets in?
Okay.
And then pick it up after that.
Okay.
And then, because what we couldn't do, you can't have both characters swinging at the same time. So we had to have a metronome so that each character would know when to strike the ball. And then we kept speeding it up and speeding it up. And it wasn't that easy.
I tell you, it was exhausting playing that ping pong game. It was, it was very tough. I'd rather actually play ping pong with a regular ball. That was tough work.
I'm beginning to see it though, Bob. I'm beginning to see the ball.
Hey, Lisa here with more on Tom Hanks. Now, the actor is no stranger to winning awards for his acting abilities, and he, along with Spencer Tracy, remain the only two actors to have won back-to-back Oscars, Hanks being for Philadelphia in 1993 and Forrest Gump in 94. At the age of 45, he also became the youngest ever to receive the American Film Institute's Life Achievement Award on June 12, 2002. Now, do you like my t-shirt? You can get one for yourself in the link in the description.
Alright guys, wasn't that amazing? Some of my favorite parts were, Sally Field analyzing what she loved and, her scene and how to get it right and doing it again and coming back and really looking at the takes. She's a really dedicated actress. I also loved the ping pong scene and how they had to take claim because, as they said, Tom Hanks was a good player, but not that good. How difficult it was for the athlete who actually could play and then had to pretend to play. So I think there were a lot of wonderful gems. One thing I want to say too is it said at the end, there's a big title card that the original shooting schedule was 70. The original shooting schedule was for 64 days, 64, and it actually went 76 days. And so it took a little bit longer than they thought. But I hope you learned a lot about the challenges and the joy of making that film. It's a really good film. So I loved it. I saw it when it first came out. I thought it was a great film, and that film still holds up today, I believe. So let me just go talk about the Creative Character Challenge. Remember, by April 24th, I need your videos that you're seeing. You can send me a monologue, a commercial. Send that to me by April 24th to go in our April 28th acting showcase. You can send it to me at dejclass at gmail.com or text it to me at 323-364-2478. Also guys, what was your favorite part about the video you saw? All right. What did you like it? Give me a smiley face if you really like this video, or if you can, share what one of your favorite parts was, or have support from someone typing that into the chat for you. What's one thing that you learned today, or one thing you thought was really cool? If you're able, please share that in the chat with me. Right? It looks like. Please share that in the chat with me. Alright guys, we're gonna end it the way we begin it. This song is by Buffalo Springfield, and again, a lot of the songs on the Forrest Gump soundtrack was song from the 60s, because it was Vietnam, which is part of the film. A lot of things took place, a big portion of the film, even though it goes on a timeline of years, took place during the 60s. But let's end it, we begin it with this song by Buffalo Springfield. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Monday on Zoom. Slow it down for the weekend.
There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Why try it?
Alright guys, have a great weekend, be safe, take care of yourselves, I love you, I'll see you on Monday.
Young people speak in their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Every time we stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going